Guys, Game of Thrones is back and I couldn't be more happy. Let's talk about it. Guys, I'm a huge Game of Thrones fan. Okay, I'm going to put that out there right away. This is going to be spoiler filled. So, just so you know, if you haven't watched this episode, make sure you turn this off, come back and watch it after. Why is Game of Thrones such a great show? Because it is so unpredictable, and that's what I love about it. Season 5, Episode 1, they start out with these two girls and they're walking in the forest, and you're like, ooh, this is something new. I'm not quite sure what this is. And then we find out that it's actually Cersei, and she's kind of having a flashback to her past. And she meets this witch, and she kind of makes these predictions about her future. And the predictions don't really sound that promising for her. Pretty much for every season of Game of Thrones, the first episode's kind of been an episode to kind of set the chess pieces up, kind of catch us up on the characters, and because the last episodes of every season are usually something horrible has just happened. So the first episode of the new season is always kind of like, what's the aftermath of what just happened? And so we see the funeral of Tywin, and we get to see a little bit of Tyrion and the eunuch. And Tyrion's been at sea for probably 3-4 months. He's got a beard on him now, and he looks like he's just given up on life. He's an alcoholic. And so the eunuch is there to kind of guide him and say, hey, don't give up. You do have a purpose, and your purpose is to maybe help out a new king or queen, as he says. So that's going to be really interesting, because I had my suspicions about this season that Tyrion was going to get up with Daenerys Targaryen, and it's going to be awesome. Side note, I have not read the books, so just so you guys know. A couple highlights from this episode. Mance Rayder, the leader of the wildlings, we all know that he won't kneel for anybody. And because he won't kneel, that pretty much costs him his life. So Stannis tells him, if you kneel before me, then you get to live. If you don't, you're going to burn in a fire. And that's pretty much what happens. But what was really cool is the flames are set and he's about ready to burn, and then Jon Snow walks away, and then next thing you know, you see an arrow just go boom right into his chest. And guess who it was? Jon Snow, giving him mercy. And Jon Snow was basically giving a message to Stannis saying, you know what? I'm a badass and I don't give a shit. And then finally, I gotta mention the dragons. Daenerys Targaryen goes down into the catacombs where her dragons are, and it's every season the dragons get a little bit bigger and I get a little bit more excited. Well, now they look like full-fledged dragons. I mean, they're not Smaug big, but they're freaking massive looking already. And they look pissed. And one final note, guys, I gotta say, whoever did the cinematography for this episode, I hope he does the cinematography for the rest of the season, because it looks gorgeous. And I gotta mention the production values on Game of Thrones. It's like watching a movie every week. It really is. It's just, it looks amazing. I mean, everything from the lighting to the special effects to the acting. I mean, it's just, it goes across the gamut. And not to mention the story. There's so much going on, and every character is so interesting, and there's something for everybody in this show, and that's why it's the biggest show in HBO's history, and they're going to keep it going as long as they can. So guys, that's my Game of Thrones update. Thanks for watching. I'm looking forward to hearing what you guys thought of this episode, and what do you think is going to happen if you haven't read the books. Looking forward to hearing your responses. Guys, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for watching, and Humdrum out.